Good afternoon. This is Reid Linwood, and thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to delve into your data for the Google Merchandise Store here, so that we could take a look and see what kind of recommendations we could pull up here from the data. So, in summary, we're going to be looking at things like user behavior on the site. Where users are coming from when they access the site. Which obviously pages have a lot of views, demographics, things like that. So we'll go into the analysis right now. One of the big things that we noticed right away is that the most users fall into the 25 to 34-year-old age demographic. 18 to 24, there's also some in that demographic there, about 15% or so, but 46% were in the 25 to 34-year-old age demographic. So the older demographics of 45 to 54, 55 to 64, and 65 plus did not have very many users. And the gender split was also one of the other important pieces of data there. Most users on the site were male, 66.3%, while females were far fewer with the 33.7%. Another thing, we looked at mobile device data, and the iPhone and iPad were used the most to access the site and were the only devices that actually generated revenue. Google Pixel devices were listed, so there was some results in that, a little bit lower. Samsung devices were on there as well, but not in any substantial amounts. Maybe about 3% came from Samsung Galaxy devices. So we did look at search terms to see, if that was a driving area. You see that there were 4 terms that were searched in October, 2 in November. The term gopher and ingress were searched twice, and bags and jerseys and Nexus have been searched as well. So that's something we're keeping an eye on. We'll have a little bit more info on in a little bit. As far as, the behavior of the user within the site, the homepage had the most unique views. The longest average time on the page was for the basket, which is a good thing. And then a lot of the product pages with a large amount of page views were for men's apparel items, so that seems to be popular. Another piece here with the screenshot we looked at as far as what browser and OS was being used. I would say, unsurprisingly, 78% of users were using Google Chrome, 14% used Safari, the iOS browser, and then Firefox, Edge, and Internet Explorer kind of rounded out the bottom there. And that, anecdotally, that seems to be kind of par for the course. It seems like Chrome is quite popular right now. So we also looked at geographical location, which had a few surprises. 44.8% of users that accessed the site did so from the United States, which accounted for 93.5% of the transactions and 91% of the revenue. So obviously the vast majority of our site visits and the money that's being made is coming from the United States. However, the second largest user base was India with 7% of all users, and then followed by the United Kingdom with 5% and Canada with 3.6% of users. So after reviewing that data, I thought there were some very unsurprising things, and I think there were some more unexpected things. I think looking at the data as far as India being the second largest country as far as users go, I expected UK or Canada to probably have more, but that wasn't the case. I think Chrome being the most popular browser wasn't too much of a surprise. So looking into our insights, since most users on the site are men, it appears that many of the most visited pages on the website are for male apparel. It appears that these items are driving people to the website, and may explain why there is a majority of male users. The majority of mobile users were using Apple iPhones, and there's a significant portion that were using Google Pixel devices. I did worry a bit if that number may have been inflated, as a lot of the time, a Google device is going to have Google websites and things, preloaded into the phone. Especially considered Google Pixel sales numbers haven't been incredibly good. I think I read a stat that, the number of iPhones sold in a week is practically more than the amount of Google Pixels that have been sold in a year. I personally have a Google Pixel. I love them, but that is something to pay attention to. So 2 of the search terms in the freeform were gopher and jersey, and with that mostly male demographic seeking apparel, it seems college jerseys might be something people are looking for on the site. As far as our recommendation, as the only users on mobile devices that are generating revenue are Apple iPhone and iPad users, I think we need to double down there and further enhance and market in the iOS environment, and that should be explored as much as possible. We obviously want to provide the best experience we can to the customers that are buying. So there seems to be traffic being driven to the site by men's apparel, and most users on the site are male. I think pursuing more men's apparel products could end up driving more sales, gives more items to choose from, and if people are really loving what's on the site, they're going to tell their friends, and yeah, I think it's the best one of the best ways to approach that. Then also with India representing the second most users on the site, an opportunity to market to Indian users presents itself. I think offering some products that might appeal to them, possibly doing a little bit more advertising that targets India may expand an untapped market. So I think there is definitely an opportunity there. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to review this data for you, and I appreciate it. Have a great day.